Man, what a drop. Actually, in a perfect time. Welcome everyone to a next podcast. We have number 14. That is already half a year where we doing it now, guys. That is crazy. Can you remember the first one, actually? Guys, that's really crazy. Half a year, we already doing that podcast. A lot of memories. And today, we have another big one. Because we got some good KVKs right now going on. As you can see, I'm in one of these, which we're gonna talk about. And we have an insane update yet, which we're gonna talk about. Let me check if everyone is in Discord, because we're missing Pluto. Mr. Pluto, where are you? We're missing you. Thank you very much, Lambo, for the one gifted sub. Today we have not that much topic like we usually do, but we have interesting topics. So we're gonna have basically one big one with the last update what we got, and when Mania got it. Let's go. Welcome. Maybe Pluto is still sleeping from past opening fight. Yeah, maybe. Hey Jeff. Welcome to everyone who is here in the chat. Welcome. Nice to see you all. Yeah, if Pluto is not coming because of past opening, understandable, man. I mean, if we check on his YouTube channel fast, when did he was streaming? I think a couple of hours ago, didn't he? Yeah, 5 hours ago he was streaming the past opening. Yeah, so he's probably sleeping. It's okay. Alright, then we're gonna start without him. I don't want to waste your time here, guys. And I'm gonna jump now into the Discord. Let's go. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Good, what's going on?
Boom, what's up everybody? How are you? I'm good.
Alright.
I need a catchphrase like boom boom. So if the chat can help me decide on a catchphrase, that'd be great.
Can
Boom,
we
baby.
Can we get in the chat, please, a fast response on how the audio volume from both of them are? Is it good, or should I make it louder? Are very low? Okay, many are saying it's good. Only some are saying they are really low. I can maybe put them up a little bit more, if that gonna helps. All right. So then let's start into the first topic, and I wanna talk about first with my KVK what's going on here right now. A really interesting one, I guess, in my opinion. Let me pull out my beautiful map what I just made. About that, there we go, guys. A really beautiful map, I think. Self-made here, by the way. Self-made. Okay, it's really beautiful. Okay. So that is the current. That is the KVK what's going on. We have 21 in here, one of the biggest kingdoms in the game right now. We have fought against them in the last KVK. They was really strong. If you remember the FFA KVK, we have also talked about that in the podcast. So let's start here with Lambo. I saw you stream that. So what are your thoughts about that KVK overall?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest here. I stream whatever KVK's chat wants me to stream. I really don't know all these kingdoms involved, other than you. I mean, the one thing that confused me about 2338 is you have two big alliances, but only one alliance built into that zone. I would have thought, and maybe you're consolidating all the fighters into one alliance who are online at once to make that serious push. But I thought, maybe at the very least you would have dropped forts or something to block them at some of the more critical points. But hey, I'm not a territory guy in KVK. They say Lambo go here and Lambo goes there. So, I think it'll probably be an interesting KVK with the two bigger camps, 2100 and I think 1228, 1343 are the bigger two camps in that KVK. But we'll see.
Alright. Apple, what are your thoughts?
Boom boom guys, and what's up? For me, I don't know every single map. I actually just eyes on Tessa and Limbo stream. Literally is the one that showed me that KVK. I know personally, I know 2100 has very decent players. I believe just kept Jack is there. He's actually the king, I believe. This is the only kingdom that I know someone there. I don't know many of the others, to be honest. But 2100, very decent, strong kingdom. I think they're gonna have fun, and especially like they're not stuck. They're gonna only fighting down. It's gonna be pretty decent KVK. I think it's gonna be fun KVK. We'll see. But yeah, for me, there's only little amount of kingdoms I know, so we gotta watch. Yeah, lots of good kingdoms coming up. Lots of little kingdom coming up. So yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll see who gonna boom boom who.
Yeah, so if I show here fast food zone, so we see here 21 have destroyed 1228. I heard about that 1228 and 21 have actually a pass. I heard about that. They have fight a couple of times in the past against each other, and it seems like 21 was always the winner out of that, and I think that is now the third or fourth time they fighting against each other. It's pretty interesting to see a long journey from two kingdoms fighting against each other, and also then they're fighting in a 1v1. Nah, more. I mean, 1228 is not alone, but I do believe 1228 is mostly the only one from Light Camp who's here really fighting. And it's kind of interesting to see, the journey of two kingdoms like that and the path of them. And yeah, let's see if 21 gonna get over the win against. And I guess that's gonna be the third or fourth win, what we're gonna earn against 1228. 21 has
not only saying 2100 has never fought 1228. They've allied before.
21 has never fought. Really? I got a different, like people in the AKC said different stuff. Okay. Well. That's weird. I don't know why are people then saying the difference. So my overall thinking of this KVK is that from the map looking is, in my opinion, pretty even. So we have 21 white as a single kingdom camp on our side, and the other two strongest camps are on the enemy side. I think that's already pretty fair, because we know 21. You saw it in my streams when we have for the FFA, KVK. You saw now, if you have watched that against 1228, the decent amount of fighting, what we're having, the coordination. It's like, they are really strong, and I do think that this KVK is really balanced for the later zones. For the zone 5s, it was pretty obvious, in my opinion, who gonna win here, who against who. I didn't expect it that 21 gonna lose their zone, and to be honest, I also didn't expect it from our zone that we're gonna lose that. But it was actually hard against the nature camp. Shout out to 1473 at this point. They putting up a hell fighting and trying to defend here the north. It was really fun to fight against them. Why we lost the other zone here, the Earth camp heavily lost against the Wind camp. So we're gonna pretty sure gonna talk about that KVK in the future, in another podcast. I'm pretty sure about that, because I think that's especially for the next zone, which is gonna open here. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be really interesting to see. And that brings us to the next topic. That is another KVK, and that is the one from 1875 and 2377. Let's have a look on their KVK. So we do see we have a 5 Imperium KVK here. A 5 Imperium KVK with a lot of strong ones, right? We see here 2377 with GV77, which is also the winner of one of the Osiris Leagues. We do have 1875. We do have 1.2, which is called a Farmer Imperium Kingdom. I don't know. And a pretty decent of other kingdom. And their fighting was pretty interesting. In the zone 6. So as we can see here, 1875 lost that zone. Right, you see that here, they got completely pushed back. And in the other zone, they, I guess, have won that. So, Lambo, let's start with you again here. What are your thoughts about that KVK?
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it in chat too, but 2377 and 1606 together against 1875, they put in some work. I think 1875 severely underestimated their enemies, and they tried to go into 2 zones at the same time, and they couldn't handle it. I think they finally did realize this, and they made the decision to push in the right-hand zone with their allies, 1647. But yeah, I mean, everywhere I was watching, 2377, 1606, they were just burning everything that they touched. 1875 couldn't handle it. There may be contributing factors to that. I know 1875 just got a migration in. I think maybe they went into KVK a little too quickly, and some of those migrants aren't ready. Maybe they've got some dead weight in the kingdom they need to clean up. But for being a 56 billion power kingdom, their effort there was not living up to what was expected.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that point. Yeah, because I mean 2377 is, well, probably for most of the people one Alliance Kingdom with GV77, but GV70 is a powerhouse. That Alliance is a really powerhouse. I mean, just look on that. 18.7 billion, 3 stars on that Alliance. They have won Osiris League here, a Varian, and they are like a really powerhouse. So, Apple, what are your thoughts about that KVK?
Alright, so this one is pretty interesting one because I'm actually I'm a big fan of 1875. So I always spoke very high of them. I know Abu Hind, I know the king, I know a lot of people there. I actually was going to migrate there too. One thing is I would say is, to be honest, I think they just picked the wrong fight. People write them off. People say, like, you can see the Facebook page, oh, 1875, blah blah blah. Where are you? You ran, you lost, blah blah blah. I wouldn't write them off yet. They just picked the wrong fight. 2377. Maybe they underestimated them. 2377 is very strong. We've seen them. I streamed their KVK last KVK. They were very strong. Very strong. So you know, I just who I am. You know, when I see the underdog, I see everybody's giving them crap. I'm straight there. I'm straight their support. I'm there to help. To be their side. You know, this simple as that. As long as I actually love 2377. They are a very strong kingdom. Arvik's account is there too, which why I streamed last KVK. But to be honest, again and again, I really believe 1875 can bring a lot of fire if they just all turn up, because the turn up was not very appealing to me watching the streams. So yeah, what I'm thinking is King's Land's gonna be big, but I hope they really calculate it properly and don't take any risks. And if they sort out their turn up, I think they have a chance. They don't write them off. I know they had got beaten in the first zone, but don't write them off. I'm team 1875. Boom.
Yeah, man, that are some good points. So as we can see here, like it got mentioned before in the chat, it's gonna be a 2 vs 2.
Can I say something? I'm sorry, I just remembered something I need to ask.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in a couple of the... Hey, silly boy, I just want to say boom. How are you? Boom, boom, steady boy. I remember in a couple of streams ago, some of your team migrated to 1875. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah. So it got also said in the chat. So 1875 got a big migration from 2338. If you remember,
That's
guys,
right.
2338 and 1875 are official kingdom brothers. And we have fought in two heavy KVKs together. We have fought the first one against 1365. If you remember that legendary stream where 2338 did a 1v1 against 1365. Holy shit, that was a really good one. And then the second one was against 1671 and 2244. And from that point, we both have saw our synergy together and we like each other and all that. And so was the leadership saying, okay, we're gonna merge together and bringing our players together so we can fight over time together. I think it was like kind of like that. And we do see R75, and that is basically the 2338 alliance with all the 2338 migration. And yeah. And also, it's not public that I gonna migrate to 1875. I'm pretty sure after the KVK is over and my KVK is over. So yeah, they're gonna get probably a lot more migrants from 38. And maybe with that, they're gonna sort out the death rate. What people said in the chat that 1875 seems to have issues with death rate. And maybe they're gonna, yeah, turn that around with the 38 migration, with the next one coming in.
I will say it again. Don't write them off. Do not write them guys off. Trust me.
It's a 2v2 in Kingsland. I mean, they have a path to Kingsland.
No. I'm just saying, like,
37 has a path to Kingsland.
No,
I mean,
I'm just personally saying. I'm just saying
I mean,
in general. Like, I wouldn't write these guys off. I really believe in them.
No, you got this wrong. I don't mean like that, but every kingdom has dead ways. So and with migrants, always it's always something positive, mostly, lol. And I mean, our people hate to go in there and play with 1875. So I am, So I just say, we do have a 2 vs 2 here, and from the lab looking, it's gonna be even. So it seems like both gonna be in the south and in the north. So have a quick look on that, guys. We see we have 2377 on the left side, while 1875 is on the right side here in the north. And it seems like the allies from 1875 going from the south in. And I do believe the allies from 2377 going from the south also in here in the Kingsland. So only from the positioning of the kingdoms, from the alliances. What do you think? Is it good for which one, or is it like even? Let's start with Apple.
Okay, the way I will ask that question back. What is the biggest KVK we watched on this Orlan map? What is the last big KVK we watched on Orlan? Was who was it? I was trying to remember.
254.
It was a big
65.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
In that King's Land, the territory is also pretty interesting. Like, if you look how the river runs in the middle, one of the sides has the upper hand in a way.
Yeah.
So I'm not, I know it sounds silly, but also territory plays a big part in the. But I think Debo's gonna enter, and Debo's have a very fair chance. And I'm gonna say it again: if 1875 get themselves together, and they turn up and they show us who 1875 really are,
yeah,
we can't say anything. I'm waiting to see 1875, and I can't wait to stream the King's Land. Really.
Nah, okay, yeah, okay. Lebo, what do we have to say about only the Kingsland?
So this map in Kingsland, it's going to come down to who plans ahead the best. Who can wall jump, who can mountain jump, who can get in there and cut off their enemies from getting the access points at the river. Right? If you can control the passes at the river, you can control Kingsland. Because you're funneling all your enemies through a single choke point then. So it's going to come down to who does territory planning with that. Now, Murad says in chat that 1647 fought for 15 days straight, so they're short in resources and speed ups. They're 875's ally.
Damn.
So if it's just 875 against 606 and 377, and 647 can't help much, I don't know how well it's going to fare for 1875. But you know, you still got to fight the fight, right?
Yeah,
and
for
let's
sure.
not forget that the 2 1 billion power whales from your old kingdom beast are in 2377. So they've got a grudge against some of those old players that are now in 1875, right? You know, I know they stole MGEs in 254 before they left there. They stole an MGE in your kingdom before they left there. You know, but if they're happy and they like playing in the kingdom they're playing in, they can do some damage.
Yeah. So my thoughts are on
I
that.
agree.
That this looks really even because both teams have both sides. So it's not like if we remember back to who was it, 1254? Who fought here? Who was that?
1254 and 365.
Yeah.
And
If you remember back there, that 1875 and not 1875. Who was the enemy from 1254 was pushing over the mountain here, so they was having directly access to that area. That is now completely different because we're gonna have basically north against south, like we was having in that KVK. Now we're gonna have west to east, which is, in my opinion, the most interesting outcome because both teams have both zones. Let's call it zones. And so both can, you know, control the river here at the choke points. And it's gonna be really interesting to see how the territory gonna be like that. We saw the difference from north against south, you know, and now we're gonna see from east versus west, and I'm pretty sure the one what we have here right now, the west versus east, gonna be more interesting. I just hope that the enemies from 1875 have, you know, enough to show up, because we know that they have fought here a lot in that zone here. We saw that, guys. They have pushed a lot against that camp here. That was a heavy fighting here, and well, at the end they were successful, but that have cost them a lot. I do believe so. And so we will see how they're gonna do that. And yeah, I hope 1875 gonna be, you know, like always, gonna get together and destroy everything like they always do. And I cannot wait to see the King's End. I was not able to stream the Zone 6 because of my fighting, what I have. But I hope I'm gonna be able to stream the King's End.
When is this King's Land team?
Yeah, that was my question also. Does someone in the chat know when the King's End from 1875 here is opening?
And while we're waiting for a response there,
July 12th.
Walid,
I'm fucking right. I'm right. She answered. Fucking hell, no way.
Walid brings up a great point in here that this KVK format benefits older players with lots of max commanders because of the auxiliary skills that can be used in it.
Oh,
true. So you can have up to 3 auxiliary skills on other commanders, right?
True, yeah.
And that leads to a lot of swarming of flags. So, you know, those 1 billion power players, if they have lots of commanders maxed and are not scared to lose troops and drop below a billion power, they can freaking swarm everything and have a field day in Kingsland.
Yeah. That's gonna be, if that's gonna be the case, it's gonna be interesting to see what 1875 gonna do against that, because, you know, like, the skills are so freaking OP. Like, imagine, you know, the garrison have of course also that, but imagine you getting swarmed by 20 marches with having 3 of these skills, you know, like compared to 3 from the garrison. So it's like no match for the swarmers to just do it without a rally easily. So that's gonna be interesting. In 4 days, the KVK, the King's End gonna open here. And yeah, we're gonna see. I'm pretty sure one of us gonna stream that directly at the opening. Maybe more from us. So yeah, I would say let's see what's gonna happen there. I of course cheering for 1875. Maybe we can do that as the last question about that. KVK, do you guys have a side or are you like neutral? So I for myself, I am of course for 1875. I mean, you know, it would be stupid if I'm not for them. But Lambo Apple, do you have a side or are you staying neutral? Let's start with Lambo.
I just want to see a good fight. I have some viewers in each of these kingdoms.
Mm.
I'm not really in favor of one or the other.
Okay, fair enough. Apple?
I'm the same. I have friends in both sides, but I will say it again: the community being quite tough on 1975, and now they are the underdog, and I am team underdog, so I am team 1875, baby. Let's go.
Chat, what is your opinion? Maybe we can make a quick poll on that. And let's see what the chat is preferring here. Why you guys doing the poll? We can jump to our next topic, which is the big update what we just became. And that was a really interesting one, in my opinion. So we got a lot of new stuff here with update 1.0.71. We do got a new civilization, which I think is always good for the content in the game, and also maybe for future events which having to do with that civilization. So yeah, we got Greece in the game now, which is coming up in 3 days for update. We do of course got the epic one and the legendary one, and some other interesting stuff. So let's start with Lambo. What is your thought about that new civilization? What Lilith bring us into the game?
Archer players are finally getting what they want, right? A rallying civilization. So I think it's good. It brings more diversity to the game, and it will satisfy the needs of some of the archer players, some of the infantry players, to get a rally civilization for them.
Yeah.
The commanders, I think the commanders will be fine for Season 1, Season 2 of KVK. Are they going to have an impact in Season of Conquest? Highly unlikely.
Okay. Apple, what is your thought about the Greece civilization?
Well, here we go. As an infantry player, I have one question. Why are you giving me infantry stats with stone gathering speed? I hope this is not true. I hope this is some kind of a joke, because it's an absolute joke. When you give me fucking stone, when I don't need it to heal, I don't even gather stone. And you're telling me that I'm gonna get extra speed, gathering speed? No, thank you. So I hope this is wrong, and if it's true, I don't know if I'm gonna use it.
If you're an infantry player, probably stone to begin with.
Oh man.
You see what Only Farmer said? The only thing good in the new commander is the pop-up bundle. I totally fucking agree, to be honest.
That's true. I didn't thought about that, lol. But yeah, so infantry you don't need stone, right? You need
There's no
food and
stone in
wood,
the
and you
infantry
get
wall. Our
gathering speed
infantry-
for stone. Imagine. Oh man, that is like, why? You know, like that makes no sense. So yeah, like I said before, I kind of gave my opinion to that already. Having more civilization in the game brings, of course, more content, more choices, different strategies. I like that. You know, I love that if they bring in new civilization. I like the designs from the troops, also from the special troops. I like the commander designs. They're looking pretty solid. And yeah, I cannot see for the guide tutorials what we're all gonna get from that now. And maybe Greece gonna be the next new city civilization to start with. I don't believe so, but it's always good to have different or more options over time, and not only one or two. That brings the interesting part in the game, you know, like having more and more content, more choices. and more strategies. You know, that's the point of a game like Rise of Kingdoms. More strategies means also more content at the end, and I do like that. I do like that. So when we're having here,
we don't need strategy. We don't need strategies. It's
just swarm everything.
Just swarm everything.
Yeah. So we got some with the Greece event coming up, we got also some events coming up, such as Tempest Clash getting back, Alliance Quiz we're getting back, Sign and Port, Ceremony Assault. So all of these events we know, right? Like it's nothing special. We got a 7-day event again. Yeah, I mean it's nice to
I personally can't wait for the music and the creativity event.
music. Oh lord. Show the community creativity. Oh. Should we make a tournament, guys? Let's go. who have a best
City. What do you call it? You're gonna see city. I can't even remember. City layout.
Yeah, but I like the events, you know, like pretty good stuff. Project the supplies. Hey, that's some really good events, and yeah, I like to see them. You too, guys, or like more events, more content, right?
More golden heats.
You're saying it, man. You're saying it. With Tempest Clash, with daily ones.
Golden heat.
Of course, man. Alright, let's jump to the next point. I think, what is that here? Oh yeah, the Epic Commander, where you can get that from. Let's jump to the next point. New season or Conquest story, Storm of Stratagems? I don't have no idea. Pioneer event coming soon. Interesting one. So we have a team system.
Stratagems. What the heck?
We have a new story, guys. They pumping out these stories, by the way, or holy shit. Key system. All registered kingdoms were divided into S, A, B, or C, or D class based on their power. Kingdoms can form teams based on their classes. After teams have been formed, 6 teams with similar power will be matched to the same Lost Kingdom, with each team belonging to one of its 6 camps. So that is basically like KVK 3, right? With a team system where you have make your teams. So we have now something like that in Scene of Conquest. What is your thought about that? Let's start here with Lambo.
Well, we already have something like that in Season of Conquest. It's called the Nile KVK, right?
Oh yeah, true. My bad.
So I guess we'll have to just. I mean, I'm interested to see the map.
Oh yeah.
Because the map is ultimately what makes or breaks a KVK. Well, I mean, having good opponents is what makes or breaks a KVK, but a map contributes a lot to KVK. I mean, I've seen some KVKs where entrances to Kingsland, you know, you had a complete south side of the map that you could wall jump, and then the east and west sides only had 1 or 2 places to wall jump, you know, so I mean, yeah, cautiously optimistic. It's nice that they're introducing variety, but at the same time, are they throwing too many different kinds of KVKs at people here that where you're not going to be able to consistently perform in KVKs? I don't know if I'm phrasing that correctly. I'm in the middle of doing a Silk Road here, so I'm trying to focus on that at the same time.
Well, I mean, yeah, you said it. The Nile have already also that system, and the Nile map is also really big, right? They have also a lot of camps, and I just saw here at the end, you know, 6 camp we're gonna have. So I don't hope it's gonna be like a mess in Nile with like 1,000 different zones. I hope it's gonna be like kind of simple, but still with new stuff. But let's have an opinion from Apple here.
Personally, I like the idea that they bring different KVKs strategy ideas. It gets pretty repetitive when you play Heroic Anthem, you play Strive of the Eye. It gets pretty repetitive. Even though Kingdom leadership don't like to do new KVKs, don't ask me why. but you know they think it's gonna be boring or whatever. I think it's good because every KVK gives you special advantage. Like, you know, look at the KVK I was playing, the unbound KV warriors. You know, gives you, you know, you can use any commander you have that's been setting accumulating dust, and you can bring him a super amazing. You can bring an archer commander, make him super amazing infantry commander. You know, here is a new thing that you look forward to. It made that rally and the garrison not your usual. We had to come up with new pairs, and I like that. You know, we got challenged in this way, and this is what KVK should be. You know, I hope that it's strategy gems. I'm not sure if this is similar to anything else. Is that similar to the Orlan KVK? No, it's not. Is it?
We can have a quick look. In this way, you can equip a variety of stratagems which provide permanent
I never
buff
heard
for
of
you.
that stratagems. So it will be good to see what stratagem gonna do, and it actually specifically sees here that it gives buffs to you and your troops. So I'm interested to see.
Oh, wait.
But again,
For you and your troop, for
yeah,
commanders
you
and
can
your
select
troops.
from number of different stratagems. Each of will have a different combination slot. Oh, hang on, I just read that. Hang on, let me read that again. What the fuck did I... Oh, here it is. At the top, which second line, which provide permanent buffs for you and your troops. I want to understand. I want to see what this buffs looks like. That wording kind of.
I hope.
I was like, interesting.
I hope they're not overpowered like with auxiliary skills, because like they are so strong that you completely don't need relics anymore.
Yeah, but hey, I think it's gonna be cool. And point number 3 is actually that you're going to cover now. It's actually my favorite point in the whole update.
Yeah, 100%.
Also, now we're coming to a really interesting point, which took my attention actually really hard. Counter rallies. Yeah. And the first moment I'm like, wait, what? Counter rallies? What do you mean with counter rallies? And if you read them the text, it's gonna be really interesting. So let me read. Whenever your coalition is targeted by an enemy rallied army, you can launch a counter rally. What we already know from the game, right? We can do counter rallies on a rally against their rallied army. A counter rallied army will immediately set out once it has reached its troop capacity and all participating troops have arrived.
It's a game changer.
That is actually really interesting, man. Really, really interesting. So I see, Apple, you cannot wait to give your opinion on that. Come on, give us your opinion.
For me, bro, I think this is a game changer. I honestly, I think it's a game changer. And you know, I repeatedly hear that on Discord. Repeatedly in my kingdom, 2489, hear that on Discord. Oh my god, we have to wait for the fucking rally, you know, to go 3.5 minutes. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But we're already ready. We're already in war. We have to wait 3.5 minutes. After the rally leave the city to even start attacking it? Come on. It should be a normal one, but again, I'm really excited because that's gonna mean that this KVK gonna be a high teens action. It's gonna be boom boom KVK.
A lot of rallies, man.
I think you're still gonna have to wait till the rally leaves the city to target it and set the counter rally on it. But the fact that counter rally can go out pretty much immediately.
Yeah. Exactly. It gives you a huge advantage, especially if your city is in front of the flag.
Yeah.
You're in once that rally hits, you're in their face. I love it.
I mean, there are times where the counter rally might hit the rally before the rally even hits the flag.
I mean, we're gonna see some.
If the rally is working for 1.5 minutes, yeah, you could kill him before it arrives. Guys, it's a game changer. Honestly, I think it's a game changer.
All right.
It makes what become even more important. Swarming.
Exactly.
Let's go. Swarming. I see your kingdom going directly into that and swarm every freaking way, right? It's like perfect for you. It's like perfect.
Do that anyway. And hey, Plato is here now. Welcome, Plato.
Oh, Plato. Yo, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Good morning, big fighter. How are you, sir?
Yeah. I'm good. I woke up at like 4 a.m. this morning and then I just passed out.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Well, if there was more fighting in your KVK, you might have stayed awake.
Yeah, I was thinking on just staying awake, but there wasn't anything going on. But yeah, I right into this. It'll be interesting to see that rally mechanic. I feel like it could be really cheese if you have a really coordinated group of people, right?
Yeah.
Where like
Yeah, so
You must be on your phone. We're having a problem with you.
yeah, it's
audio.
like cutting off sometimes.
oh
It's okay. Yeah, so yeah, with the counter rallies, I think most of us gonna agree on that's gonna be really interesting to see also the strategies and the organization behind that. You know, because this means, you know, anchor rallies, where you put a one troop march in, what you did now, you know, to select the time. I'm gonna see if that actually gonna be a thing here with a immediately dropping out or not. A lot of strategies can come here, guys. I'm pretty sure about that. But it's not over. We have another point. Alliance Arrow Towers. In this story, you will be able to turn your Alliance flags into Alliance Arrow Towers. Arrow Towers will automatically attack non-allied cities within range, reducing their war durability. They will not inflict any casualties on the troops garrisoned in the city. If I can start with that, we already know that from Core of Dragons. Well, Pluto and me, we know that from Core of Dragons. We know what that thing is. It's gonna be for us, not something new, but for all the other ones who never have played Core of Dragons yet, that is gonna be really interesting, because what that means, basically, you pull in there, and you're getting attacked by this, and you're getting automatically ported out. So, that means you cannot be at the front line. So all these whales, which would just join a freaking flag with their freaking troops, they cannot be there. They're getting shooted away. They cannot stand there because their city getting automatically ported away. It have negative points, also good points, because that means you need to have even better the field control, because it's gonna be harder for you to reinforce the flag, right? So people will hate it, people will love it. Let's hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? Let's start here. Actually, with Pluto, because now you are here. What is your thought on that? That we're bringing that also now here in Wars of Kingdoms.
yeah, I think we had something similar like this in the Power Up event, right? Like the Power Up 8 heroic anthem. I remember there being some like siege tower that would destroy the walls of things. It's been so long since I've seen the Power Up KVK, but I do remember like 1556, 1034, like that KVK back in the day, like walls being torn down and stuff. So it has been in the game before, but as B said, I think if anything, this really, 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 and like emphasizes how important flagging early and building your flags up is, because if you don't have the territory, and then they're able to build the flag, and then the arrow tower or siege tower, whatever they're calling it, it's gonna really be a detriment because you're minus like half. I don't know how long the range is, but for what I've been seeing in Call of Dragons, it's kind of like almost like 1/3 of your front flag, if anything, depending on the enemy flag placement. So it is really, really detrimental if you do not have that control, because as you can see, like the biggest meta right now is, you know, filling with farm accounts, and then those farm accounts, and you have to kind of city hop it through cities, but you can't do that if the cities are getting automatically teleported away. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting, and if anything, that'll emphasize the counter rallies even more, because if you can't um, fill, then you'll want to make sure that your counter rallies go out right away to try to put pressure on the enemy rallies. So I think there's a lot of strategy that can be employed in this KVK. I think there's going to be a little bit of glitches and bugs for a bit, because Imagine like a counter rally dies instantly, and then someone instantly sets another counter rally, and then people just fill it instantly, and then it just go. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
I think
yeah.
it'll really be super defender heavy if that's the case. Um, but like with Siege of Orleans, like it was super tough to defend. So I guess it's going to be like a very different bunker down, hunker down. Say like your territory is it's going to be hard for territory to fall unless you're actually like AFK as a kingdom. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think the combination here that you can bring out your readies like immediately if you like you can set up a ready and 5 seconds later the ready can go, right? If your troops are around that city, you're gonna set up a ready. Plus for Evertoads with shooting away the frontline cities. Holy shit. These flags fighting, defending, that's gonna be really intense to watch. I think, in my opinion, more intense than the what we have right now. Because if you're in the defense position and you don't have open field, you still can defend it over the city hopping what Proto said, right? But here it's gonna be completely different. You cannot do that anymore. Because you're getting
You're gonna
shooted
have to
away.
be very, very coordinated as a
Yeah.
kingdom, where they're gonna need builder groups. You're gonna have to understand how many flag lines that you're gonna be pushing out with.
Yeah.
Have people be accountable for those flag lines, making sure that all the builders are in there and that's consistently filled, as well as making sure that the rallies are being filled. So this will definitely kind of test kingdoms for how coordinated and how organized they are. So that's one point.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, so
But
you counter rally the rally. Can they counter rally your counter rally, and then
They
can you
probably
counter
could.
rally their
actually, yeah,
counter
I think
rally to the
so.
counter rally,
I think so,
and
yeah.
then counter rally? I mean,
Oh,
what
I
are we gonna see like chains
Yeah,
of fucking
fucking
counter
Nick
rallies
Run.
on the field?
Oh man, we gotta see something crazy, bro. Like, I mean, yeah, you can make a counter rally on the counter rally, right? And then you can make on that counter rally a counter rally. Holy shit! Imagine you have like 20 counter rallies on each other.
The biggest I've seen is 4 counter rallies
Yeah,
on top
I'm
of each
gonna
other.
actually gonna be really interested to see the counter rally chain. That's like
Oh
I've
man.
always it's always been something that I wanted to see. Like I think I've seen like 3, but yeah, like if it's gonna be like a snake of counter rallies, it'd be hilarious.
Oh man, yeah. But let's not forget here, Lambo and Apple. So what is your thought about that? Let's start with Apple here.
I will just make a quick thing. Like Pluto and you guys covered it pretty well. I just want to say thing. If you read it pretty well here, it says towers will automatically attack non-allied cities within range, reducing their wall durability. They will not inflict any casualty on the troops garrison in the city.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
So
It doesn't make sense.
so it means basically that non-allied
No,
means basically your enemy, right?
yes, but it
Um,
says on the troops garrison in the city, none of them will be inflicted any
yeah.
casualties.
So that tower is basically only shooting it wall away, and the system then ports you automatically away if you wall hits 0, right? That's a thing from the system, and that's basically everything.
Oh my god, I see, I see, I see, I see, I see. Thank you. I see.
Yeah,
I see.
so it's
That
it's
makes
it's
sense
like
now.
with a range troops what we have here
They
right
keep
now,
teleporting it
right?
out. I see. Like we
Yeah,
used to do to farmers and KVK ones and bots and stuff.
yeah, like stuff like that. So it's like kind of a
Understood.
like with strategy is like kind of with a range unit what we have. They do no dead troops. They only do 100 troops, right? And this is here basically the thing. They don't do as any casualties, but they're doing damage to wall and force your city then to port away because the system is saying, oh shit, your wall is hitting 0. We need to save your city. That's basically what it's saying. But let's hear from Lembo. What is your thought about that combination with the arrow toes and the counter release and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, obviously they need to do something with these new KVKs being so offensive with all the auxiliary skills and such, right? So I think this is an effort to counter that.
Mm.
In the same respect, I want to understand better. Okay, if I turn my flag into a arrow tower, what does that mean? Does that mean it can get attacked and it immediately disappears if it goes down, or does it still act as a flag? and it goes to red, and the timer ticks down, so on and so forth. Or, I mean, exactly how does it function? So for me, it's kind of a wait and see. Playing in a smaller kingdom, this may have a huge impact on us, especially when we have a player like MF who he will leave the alliance and we will imprison him. So a flag building does not automatically teleport him away once it gets built. And he will just continue to wreak havoc on the enemies once that flag builds and he rejoins the alliance, right? So it's going to have impacts in the game. As to how big those impacts are, I don't know that we know yet. I think we have to see how you defend an arrow tower. Do you garrison it like a flag, or does it act like these other arrow towers that you make from the V formation, and how exactly it works? We really don't have enough detail here.
So I think it's gonna be like an upgrade. I think so. You can like upgrade your tower to red arrow tower, and it's gonna be like a normal flag. You just have an extra range area where this flag is shooting on enemy cities. I think it's gonna be simple like that. What we have in Core of Dragons.
And I mean, that's fine, but okay, let's think about this, right? If you can make an arrow tower that's going to sit there for 30 minutes and shoot arrows at nearby enemy cities,
yeah.
that I don't necessarily like.
Okay.
Right? If you make an arrow tower that can be rallied and once it's on fire turns back into a flag, okay, then I can understand it. That makes people then defend those new arrow towers. Whereas if you can just drop 10 or 12 flags, turn them all into fucking arrow towers, I mean that's going to be completely bullshit. There should be a way for an enemy to attack one of these flag arrow tower deals and turn it back into a flag. Otherwise we're going to see people marching from great distances to fight, and it's going to slow the fighting down tremendously.
I think you thinking a little bit too much. I think it's gonna be like only the frontline flag, so what is hitting,
But you can build as many flags as you want on the front line. I mean, we see people back flagging all the time.
Sure, but the thing is, it's not gonna have a range that you're gonna hit. Like, I'm pretty sure not. And if so, that would be really stupid. That you can hit over 3 flags in the backline with the cities. That would be kinda dumb, in my opinion. It's probably gonna be like a cycle what we have right now from the range unit. That is just overall thinking. That is nothing, like set down from the devs. But I think compared to the stuff what we have already in the game, I think it's gonna be something like that, in my opinion.
I mean, you can pop skilled craftsmen and build a line of flags along the front lines.
Yeah.
And turn them all into arrow towers, and they're going to be there for at least 30 minutes.
I think that's gonna be the thing, like the frontline main flag's gonna be like full with counter rallies and with arrow towers, and in the back then gonna be all the cities, like basically one flag from the frontline away. I think the city's gonna be on van. I think it's gonna be like that.
If that's the case, that's fucking stupid.
We will see.
just being blunt. Just being, because whatever Lilith does, people are going to find a glitch and they're going to abuse it. And I don't think Lilith has thought through all of this in some of these updates. I don't think they think things through and realize, oh, hey, all players have to do to get a big migration in is, not log on for 30 days. Then those big power players don't count towards the kingdom power, and you can bring a shitload of new people in. Lilith doesn't understand that people are always going to look for a glitch in the system and a way to abuse the system, no matter how good they intend it to be. I'm very hesitant with these arrow towers.
I think it's going to be a copy paste from Call of Dragons, right? They already have the code, They already have everything, and the way that it works in Call of Dragons is that, it'll just shoot down. Practically, it's like half of the flag that's in front of it. Worth of territory. But I kind of agree with Lambo. It would be nice if there's a system where, if Riot's listening, not Riot, if Lilith is listening, it'd be nice if, I've been playing too much TFT, but yeah, if Lilith was listening, like, if the flag is empty, that'd be nice. If like it doesn't shoot anymore, like something like that, so that
Oh yeah.
you could kind of nullify it if you're actually burning the flag. But yeah, like it's probably gonna be a copy paste of Call of Dragons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give a negative impact of some sort. Like if the flag's empty, it doesn't shoot anymore. That's an excellent idea. To
Yeah.
where, okay, you have to keep troops in it and you have to risk dead troops to get this arrow tower to shoot. That makes perfect sense. That's a very good idea.
Yeah. I think also like the thing is in Call of Duty you don't have these flag garrisons, right? So you cannot do something like that. Um, but in Wild Kings you could easily set up like something like I really like the idea that I don't know, if you flag is empty you don't shoot anymore, or if you flag getting hit, it's getting burned, it's not getting shoot anymore, something like that. Means like you need to try, if you want to have these arrow towers and if you want to prevent that the enemy cities cannot port to the front line, then you need to look that you hold these flags even harder. If there's not going to be something like that and you just can set them up and people are going to sit in the arrow towers and see the cities getting shooted away, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
there has to be some sort of risk reward.
yeah.
If you're gonna get the reward from building that, there has to be some element of risk involved with it.
Only Farmer said something also a really interesting point. Maybe the amount of arrow damage to the wall is equals to the amount of troops inside. That would have also then an impact. But here's also then the thing on that idea is that it doesn't matter like how much troops are in that, because it's gonna be always shooting. But with the ideas from Lambo or Pluto is that you want to kinda that they stop shooting. That's basically the idea behind that, what I understand here. Yeah, we can have to. I mean, you see, we're talking 5 minutes about that, and we have already 3 different ideas, which, in my opinion, does have all a positive effect on that. So yeah, Lilith, if you're listening, if you could do something like that, would be amazing. Because I don't know, with a system of flag goes in and what we have right now, that you can defend steal a flag also if you are not having field control, that that helps a lot of kingdoms, and if you cannot do that anymore, people are gonna be pissed. And if there is just something where is it a wish to hold these towers, I think it's gonna be more fair for everyone, and increase also the energy, how's it called in adrenaline, how do I pronounce it? I have no idea. I hope you know what I mean. Overall the energy, like if so you say like, oh shit, if you're not looking that the flag is not getting burned, then we still have the arrow tower. But if you're losing that flag, and it's getting burned, then the arrow is not shooting anymore, which means people can port, which means people are closer to the front line. And if you want to have that, if you don't want that happen, there's gonna be constant energy in your freaking body, and you're like, oh shit, we need to defend that, we need to defend that, we need to have an open field. So I think that would be really, really positive thing for that. So, but I don't know. From that, what it sounds like, I don't think they're gonna be something like that. If it would be, I'm pretty sure they would have kind of announced that here, since the update is already coming in 3 days. I think it's set in stones at this point, unfortunately. And now we're coming to an interesting point. Armament system optimization.
You go first. You go first on this one, Beast, because it could take a half hour.
So guys, you all know my opinion about the armaments, and right? So what you do get now here from that is basically that you can re-randomize the attributes from the armaments. That's basically the idea from what I have understood. And that you can like get new attributes, which like, gives you maybe better armaments. the negative thing what I have here again is it's randomized again. Like I like the idea. I need to say I like the idea that you have the option to get new attributes on each artifact, and that you can choose if you want to keep the old ones or if you want to get the new ones. So that is then up to you again. That's your choice. That's what I mean. That's what I like. You get the choice. Either you keep the old ones or you're getting the new ones. It's your choice. The system is saying, okay, if you do that now, you're getting new attributes. It's not doing it for you. You have a choice. That's what I like. That's a positive thing for me. And I also like I said, that you have the option to re-randomize. Also, then I don't like that it's again randomized. But I appreciate that you have the option to make better armaments with the ones what you have already, and that you don't need to buy basically new bundles for getting more armaments. I do appreciate that, and I do like that change in the whole armament system, and I think that's a positive thing. Against that all randomness shit and casino stuff like. And we see here each armament can only be transmuted up to 10 times, so there's a limit. So be sure, if you randomize these attributes, that you have that in mind, that you can only do that 10 times from my understanding here. Yeah, so let's hear from the other 3 ones here. What is your opinion about that? Let's start with Lamborat.
Well, I mean, the good thing, right, is that you can that a transmutation stone doesn't automatically do all 3 attributes, right? You can keep 1, you can keep 2, you can redo 1, you can redo 2, you can redo all 3 if you want. So that's a positive, because at first when they said they were gonna give the ability to update, I think we all knew it would be random, right? Just because of the nature of how armaments are currently.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can lock down it, like you lock down skills, you can lock down 1 or you can lock down 2. I think that's a huge positive with this system. Yeah, it's still going to be random. So you could redo an armament 10 times and not get anything better than what you currently have on it. That's a risk you take. If I saw things correctly, it's going to cost 30 of the silver coins to get 1 transmutation stone, and you can get up to 15 stones every week.
Yeah,
so if you're
450
not,
coins.
yeah, if you're not recycling your armaments now's the time to do it. Get those silver coins stockpiled. In any case, I think it's a good move. It's something that they should have had implemented from the beginning, but it's Lilith, right? They're a company. They're in this to make money. They wanted everybody buying as many bundles as possible, trying to get the random good attributes before they let people redo them. So
Yeah.
I think this was probably planned from the beginning. It's just a strategic plan, and tinfoil hat time, right? It's just a strategic plan to get as much money as they can up front before they implement something new. And they I'm sure they knew they were going to get a lot of hate from armaments. Even though I like them, they were going to get a lot of hate from armaments. So hey, let's get a lot of hate up front, and then we can introduce this new system, and everybody's going to be happy because it's gonna make us look good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a good move, but you may be better off, you may not. It's all still going to be random, people. So don't get your hopes up too high.
Yeah, good point what you said there. Pluto, what is you thinking?
I'm kind of, because I remember when we first learned about the transmutation or whatever, the magical whatever they're calling it. I remember they were saying that it was going to be all of the attributes as Lambo was referring to, and the fact that it's not that is really, really good. I kind of don't understand the rationale behind the cap of 10 to transmutate your stuff. Just because, like, imagine you have really, really good inscriptions. You like everything's perfect about your armaments, whatever. And then you try to reroll 10 times, and then you're still with barb damage. Like, it's just such a bad feeling, and I feel like that cap is kind of unnecessary, depending on how they give those transmutation stones. If there's like, I mean, even if there is a way to buy them, I still think, because my whole theory behind it is you kind of want an infinite amount of time, an infinite amount of chances to work on something. For example, like for equipment, it's not like, oh, you could only refine something once, and if you don't refine it and it doesn't crit, then you're done. Like I feel like that's what they're doing with this cap, and I don't understand why there is a 10 cap. Um, Everything else about it though is it's good. It's good. I kind of always have a wait and see approach with anything that with any update, but from what I see from like, oh, you could buy it from the shop, check, that's good. You don't have to buy it from a bundle or whatever, that's a check. You can choose which attributes you want to reroll, and then if you want to keep it or if you want to keep your old attributes. But the only thing that I have a problem with is this 10 reroll whatever cap, because it's just like giving you extra chances at that point. I mean, that's what it is, but at least if it was infinite, you could kind of have this feeling of like, oh, I'm working towards something, rather than, oh my gosh, I have to hit now, I have to hit now. Then it's I just don't like that, the fact that the artifacts are, it's not something permanent at that point. It's just like you're improving you're, you're improving your winnings, but it's not like you're working on something, because like, I don't know, it's just because the way that I saw the transmutation system, or the way that I envisioned it, is like you get to micromanage, or you get to kind of get to that point where instead of just rolling for oh, I want all three of one stat, I thought it gonna be you could continue rolling, and then it'd be like, oh, actually I have all three of one stat, but I want the stats to be a higher percentage or whatever. In this case, there's no way to do that, because there's only going to be a cap of 10, and if you have all three stats after the cap of 10, you're just going to be happy at that point. So I don't know, it's just a weird limitation that I feel like has no merit. Like, why, like, behind, like, thinking about what it does and how does it benefit the game, I'm hard pressed to understand how exactly that benefits, or what they're trying to limit with that cap. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, that's just my opinion.
Um,
You
hold
would
on, hold on.
say,
Hold on. I have one thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I to the question what they're trying to do is, of course they want to try that people still buy the bundle, right? They drop
Exactly
it into
what
the
I was gonna
game.
say.
They put the cap only on that to make sure that if you have, like, I don't know, 100 artifacts armaments, and you do 10 times on each of them, and you are not lucky, you still need to buy then either the bundle, or you need to wait from the daily stuff for getting maybe new legendary ones, which you can reroll then again. That's basically the only thing why they put a cap on, that they still make sure that you don't have the benefit of, like you said, having an unlimited one. You can just do it how often you want. You have a one with inscription. You just need to have now the perfect stat. Easy. But with a cap, you are forced to either buy or save again, or like maybe even like buy. That's the plan from them. But yeah, I would have loved to see, like you said, Plodo, I really agree on that, that they would have not put a cap on that, and just gave you the chance, like with the equipment, that you're just working for it, also when it's random, but that would make the thing so much better for the armament system. And I would also not then be that negative like before anymore, because I have the feeling Okay, I do have in the first or overall the randomized, but I can choose first of all which attributes I want to have, and I have the chance of getting as much rewards as I want. Because in the end it still costs me stuff. So what they could have just do is maybe they put a specific item on that in the shop, like a bundle, and over that you could have make money to like why do you need to make a cap on that if you want to make money out of it, which is obviously you could have just make a new bundle, a cheap one, I don't know, for 5, 10, and 21, what you have with a crystal one, for example, and giving over that the people the option to get more of these stones, which you need to re-randomize, right? um I don't know. That I think that would be a better way, because we do also have a bundle where you buy equipment stuff, but you still can work on the equipment by yourself, and you don't need to buy anything. But with a cap on that, I feel like if I gonna spend so much on this daily stuff, for getting maybe a legendary one with maybe an inscription, which maybe have a good start of attributes. It's all luck, and with a cap, it's not getting better. But I do appreciate that you have now the option, you can choose which attributes you want to have, all three or only one, and that you have at least the reward overall, um, and that you can buy the stone from the shop, which you get for free basically if you just disband the current armament that you have. But let's not forget Apple here. I think he is waiting for his opinion to share with us here. Apple, what is your thought?
Oh, really? There's not really much to say. All of you covered it pretty well. Everything. That's the only thing I was going to say, which you just covered just before, which is the point that the reason they given us the teen limit on it. It's just for us to buy the bundle, so you're not
Yeah.
out of hope that the ones they have are not going to be better anymore. So you have to go invest in new ones to do another teen, which is a bit of a trick, but otherwise it's pretty pumping. Like last in a couple of streams, we were sitting here saying, "Where is the update?" We're asking for the update, and here it is now. So
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Oh, maybe they do it like the refinement system, right? Like the 10th time you use a transmutation stone on a specific armament, you get to choose the attribute.
So there is a
You know,
bonus at the end.
So there's a bonus at the end. You know exactly what you're getting. You know there's a clear end in sight where you can choose archer attack, archer defense, archer health. Maybe they leave all damage out of the equation there and just go with, because that's, let's be honest, you get 1.5% all damage on all your armaments. You're a little bit overpowered at that point in time.
Oh yeah.
But and the percentage might still be random, but you can at least pick the attribute on the 10th reroll, right? I don't know, just a thought there.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think they could just make it infinitive rewards and just put a bundle, a cheap one, 5, 10, 20, easy. They make money out of it. I'm pretty sure actually a lot. And like with the equipment bundle, it's like you buy this equipment bundle to boost your equipment to save time, right? And that they could have also put here. You have the infinitive rewards. Either you can save the stuff and buy over time the stones, right? Or you could say, okay, I'm a spender. I want to get it now. I buy the bundle. I mean, I don't know. I do think that would be better for both sides, for the spenders and for the free-to-play low spender side. Because the infinitive one just affects for everyone, and they would have make so much money out of it if they would have just put a bundle like that into the shop, instead of saying, yeah, we have a cap on you. If you don't get it, then you are fucked. Imagine you're having 2 inscription, which are really good on the armament, and you just so unlucky on all of the rewards, and your armament is still shit from the attributes, and you cannot use it because of that. And the fact is, if you have done these 10 rewards on that artifact with this 2 inscription, it's done. You cannot change it anymore. The system is saying it. Where you see it, each armament can only be transmuted up to 10 times. So if you are unlucky and don't get better stats, it's still useless. You know?
Well, I mean, you know, I agree with what Plata was saying about the 10 limit. You know, maybe there shouldn't be a 10 limit, or at the end you get to pick an attribute, right? But I do agree that they're limiting the number of transmutation stones players can get a week. You know, otherwise you're going to have these krakens, these big whales, these players, probably including myself, that would just sit there and redo attributes until we got something we liked. And that would even further widen the gap between your high power players, your spenders, your krakens, your whales, and the free to play players who can't afford to do that. You know, and I think armaments, whether you guys like it or not, and I know we've had conversations about this in the past, armaments, in my opinion, do benefit the free to play players for the simple fact that it is random. I know free to play players that have better armaments than I do, that have gotten better attributes on their armaments than I do. And I've bought several bundles for armaments, you know. So if you just allow people to buy bundles and get those stones and do an infinite number of rerolls a week, that's just going to widen the gap, and it's going to make free to play quit, because it's no longer a system that has potential to give them better shit than the whales have.
Yes. That makes sense. But the and that's totally true. But I mean, everyone who started with the game have pretty sure, like in the first 5 minutes, found out that this game is pay to win. So either you spend and you're gonna be top player, or you're gonna not spend and you're gonna be behind. It is choose. You know, it's like you always said, Limbo. If you don't like it, you know, then don't play it. But I do think what my problem overall is that everything else in the game, what you do is by yourself. You know, like every fight, what you do is by yourself. Every equipment, what you gave up, it's your stuff, what you do by your own. And I feel like with this randomness, it's going in a way which I don't like to see. You know what I mean? Like, I like to see the progress what I do on my account. Also, when it means that I'm behind, but I know that. You know, I start the game and I saw it's pay to win, and I'm like, okay, do I stay now? And if I don't spend, I'm gonna be behind, or do I not stay and just quit the game? You know, it's your own choice, but I feel like in a game where like 99% of the stuff what you do is by yourself, if you don't have a pilot account, like the equipment, you gave up from the daily one, from the material one there, or from events, you know, everything what you do is by yourself, and with the randomness, it's getting in a way which I hope it's not getting put into more stuff, because I rather to invest more time by myself and getting legendary equipment done, and then just having randomness and getting with the first reroll a full legendary, for example. You know, like I enjoy putting the time in and see at the end the result, and I'm like, oh shit, that's what I have bid for, that's what I have put the time for, and that's what I got now. So the best example for myself is the legendary equipment what I do have here on my ground for right now. You know, I see that every day, and I'm like so happy what I got there. You know, like it makes me so happy to see the time effort, the what I have put in that, and I'm so happy. You know, my first legendary full art set, and it makes me every day happy if I see that. You know, and if I think about that, it's make me just happy, because I know I have put all my time in that. I have bid for that, and it's not random. You know, I did it by my own. Alpha if I buy another bundle, but it's still your own progress. It's not random. You know, you can say if you buy the bundles, you kind of skip the whole process. But I know I didn't buy the bundle, so I did it by myself. You know, and with randomness, it's like I guess you get the point what I'm saying. But I totally agree on your point, Lambo, that with the randomness, it is better for free to play because can be better just with luck for you. It's totally right. And I totally agree on that the randomness is better for the free to play and no spender. But I feel like for the progress of your account, it should have been better if you can earn it like the equipment, in my opinion. You don't need to agree on that. Everyone have a different opinion on that. That's totally fine. That is just my opinion. So if you don't have
my archers will kick your infantry's ass. By the way,
I don't
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Archers all the way. Archer gang, baby.
my
Swarm
infantry is better than
everything.
yours. You play also probably longer than I do. Okay? I am happy what I got. I make positive trades. I am fucking happy with the gear what I have. Now, and let me continue. So, next point. How to get new armaments. Losing Quartz. For Kingdoms in Season 2 to the Season of Conquest, formation choice chests and random armament chests will be added to rewards of a Losing Quartz event, which is basically the Season Pass. In the Silk Road, we have it with upcoming Kingdoms in Season 2 to the Season of Conquest. Civilization event series, Lost Kingdom event series. So
You just moved to number 3. That all that is just blah blah blah.
yeah, so I basically they just have put in different events the option for you to get more armaments. It's okay, you know, I like it. You get more stuff. It's not something bad, I would say so. And then we have a third point here. New armament loadout feature. You can save your armament setup for a commander as a loader. Makes the things easier, I think. Right now you cannot save it like the equipment. Thanks that you can do it now. When we have Golden Kingdom event optimization. That's an interesting one.
Well, that armament loadout, that's a game changer, right? Because right
Oh
now
yeah.
it's not like equipment. If I'm gonna garrison and I want my best armaments on my
Yeah, true,
Dito,
Limbo. That's a
Hmm?
huge.
I have to pull them off of Henry, or I have to pull them off of Boudica or ZL, right? You know,
Yeah.
it is going to give me so many more options because I have armaments on everything. I'm going to be able to recycle so many more armaments now because we have the ability to. Hopefully, it's like the equipment anyway to save those loadouts. So that's a game changer. I don't want to gloss over that point in this email.
Yeah, literally today I got rallied, and then I'm like, bro, what am I gonna do with my armaments? I just slapped random armaments on because like there's no presets, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what, yeah, it's gonna be good. Like with equipment, you know, you can quick change, easy peasy, things that you have now with armaments. Especially with that amount of armaments, what you get. Like, one day I was having 1,500, and out of these, you need to find the specific one to put on. Bro, thanks that you have these loadouts safe. So let's jump to the next point here. Golden Kingdom event optimizations. Interesting. They have added a lot of stuff here. What you see, added the chat system, added post-battle stats, added an option to attacks of Kyrick. Well, what is your thinking about that event Golden Kingdom asset, Seth? And what do you think about these changes? Does it gonna be more interesting for people now to play, or is it like just a normal event? You just do it for the rewards, or
Why the hell do we need a chat system in Golden Kingdom?
Hey, I don't know, man. That's why we're here, right? We try to find out why we're putting that in. So
to talk to the CPU, obviously, like you're talking to the robots.
yeah, maybe maybe
I'm
that you
not
are not
sure.
that alone.
I don't think this is gonna make anybody make the Golden Kingdom. It's just simple as that. I only do it because for the win force meter, he's in the chat.
Did that trick work for you, Appo, where you start with 4 armies instead of 5?
I only do like 3 marches. That's the
start
only
you,
way
s-
I win.
you, s- you start with 3 marches and then you
Yeah,
add them as they become available and you get that
yeah, I
skill,
add
right?
more, but 3 marches is the core ones, and that's all I use. Only 3. I don't do 5
And that works all the time.
every single time.
I mean, I got good marches, but there are times Golden Kingdom kicks my fucking ass.
The only advice I would give to anybody on the Golden Kingdom is the first 4 levels you must kill
Right.
every barbarian or whatever. You have to clear the whole levels. Take advantage. But otherwise, it's good to see some new blessings. Will be a little bit exciting. But overall, I
Yeah.
don't think the event's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait to chat to people while I'm doing the event. Exciting.
Imagine you're doing a stream about that, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna chat with these. Oh, wait, you're gonna do like this. Wait, how can I do it now, guys? I need help. How do I do that? Imagine that chatting, man. That's gonna be. But like I always say, by changing the stuff, you have new blessings, 14 new blessings, deleting 11 blessings, which means you have new content, new changes. Hey, that's cool. You know, Golden Kingdom is a really old event, and seeing that they have new stuff for that. Hey, why not? You know, make some different um for that event. And I always like if they giving that event what we have right now a little changes, so these events don't feel over the time the same. Like for example, we got with the next difficult in Seuli and all that stuff. You know, that was also cool. Giving people the more content option, I think it's a good thing, because I think at some point all these events are just so boring for all of us, right? Um, so adding new blessings, I think, is for the first couple of times interesting to see what is there new, and yeah, I mean it's not something bad, you know, it's new content. Uh, but I'm very hyped for the chat system. Oh man. Um, to answer quick, yeah, I paid. I I I paid a lot in Rise of Kings at the beginning, but I reduced that. But I didn't bought like the bundle for equipment or stuff. Mostly what I got there for equipment is basically from events and all that stuff. Let's talk about the next point. We don't have that much anymore left here. The next point is, where is it here? Improvement to scene or conquest. So we have now some optimizations to the stories. So let's see if there are maybe some stories, some changes in what we have talked about. So the first one is Siege of Orleans story optimization. Rebalance the difficulty of the last Siege of Orleans campaign. So I didn't play that yet. Plodo, I think you played that. Um, so maybe you can give us first your thinking about that. Rebalance the difficulty of the last Siege of Orleans campaign. Is that like a good thing? Was it really so hard? Yeah,
I have no
let's
clue.
hear.
We lost, so yeah, I think you only play that. Like that's to cap the Zig.
Mm-hmm.
But we lost, so we weren't able to play it at all. So I don't know how hard
Oh,
it was. I know it took them a while to do, so I guess it's
really?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I don't. I wasn't watching. I was crying in the corner because we lost. So
I love your honesty, bro.
I didn't play Rise of Kingdoms for like a solid 3 days. Just sent out my farmers, just got my gold heads, and called it a day. But yeah.
Fair enough. Maybe in the chat is
That was
someone.
my entire last KVK. Send out farmers, collect gold heads, call it a day.
Oh, you call talking about the Nai one?
Yeah, the one where
Oh man,
didn't
that
fight us.
was that was so unlucky. I feel the pain. It's like holy shit. Imagine you wanna fight, you know, KVK is the content what we all waiting for, and then your fucking opponent is not showing. It's like
Yeah, I feel
Jesus.
you, Lambo, Nile. It'd be what it be.
You probably don't do die again, or as a kingdom.
I like it. I liked it because you got to pick your allies, right? So you
Oh,
could pick
true.
kingdoms that you had a prior relationship with that you know are going to show up on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Therein lies a problem though too, that those teams that you know are going to fight are all going to team up with each other, and you're probably going to get mashed up with kingdoms that don't necessarily fight so much. You know, so are you stacking the deck against lower tier kingdoms, so to speak? You know, possibly, but that's, I mean, what are we supposed to? Are we supposed to ally with kingdoms that we know aren't going to show up on the battlefield and support us? You know, that just makes absolutely no logical sense whatsoever. So I know the kingdoms that didn't fight us last KVK were like, oh, you guys have the stronger team. We're not going to fight you. But I mean, what are we supposed to do?
I
You know,
mean,
just you don't know who you're going to get matched up against. You don't know who your enemy is going to be. You pick
yeah.
kingdoms to ally with that you know are going to fight.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And if you choose a kingdom which is not fighting, I mean, you can do researches about them. You know, you can search on YouTube, you can search on Facebook. You will somewhere find something about each kingdom. I'm pretty sure anywhere in the social media. Um, so it's not like you cannot do stuff to find out how that kingdom is you want to be allied with. So yeah, at this point it's then your own fault, lol. But let's not change here the topic. So maybe in the chat someone can tell us about that. If that actually was a thing, that it was so hard or not. While we waiting for that, we can jump to the next one because the only other one is Warriors Unbound, which I'm right now in. And I think a lot of us did that KVK. So they have changed here a couple of things actually. Artifact adjustment, artifacts effects now apply to museum relic bonuses in addition to skills.
May
So
I
that
say
is
something?
so
Please?
that's the artifact. Yeah. Sorry. What do you want to say?
Yeah, you're right. I was just want to say something about the artifact. If you don't mind, I want to start that one. Sorry, team. I want to take that one.
Sure.
I just
Go
want to say
ahead.
one thing. Last stream, Pluto was not with us, but I asked him the last podcast. Sorry, to tell us one thing that you wish Lilith will change. And I asked, and my one was, I would love to see the artifacts come into all KVK stories. And guess what, mother? Guess what, baby? Guess what? My wish comes true. At the bottom it says, after update, the artifact adjustment will take effect in all stories, baby. Apocalypse is the winner. We'll close on a high. Mic drop.
Really?
Thank you very much.
Oh wait. So hold on. So the
Boom,
artifact what I
boom,
just
baby.
Boom, boom.
wait. So the artifact what you choose where you keep basically on your account.
Yeah, bro. So no, it says that now from now on, any KVK you play, the artifact is
Yeah.
gonna be part of it. You can always use the artifact. And I said that last KVK, it's gonna make a lot of dusty commanders come to the field and help low spinders, and it fucking happened. I'm so happy.
Oh, I see. Okay, interesting. Nice, man. Nice. Okay.
Could you pray for other things too? Like whenever I need
Okay,
something.
next podcast I will make that.
Yeah, you're the whisperer, Lilith whisperer.
But that was really good because it's just an idea I came up with last podcast, and we instantly see in the following week I respond. I like that. One of our wishes came true. It's pretty good.
Okay, that's interesting. So basically, because I took the artifact now before that happened, so that will not happen for this artifact, but for the other ones, then if I'm gonna join again, was Unbound, I guess so.
Yeah,
Some
that's what it is.
some other stuff adjusted the duration of some Lost Kingdom Chronicles. No idea, man. I don't pretty care about that. Reduce the number of level 7 passes from 6 to 3. Okay, we hold on. We can have a look on that actually, since I'm right now here in the KVK, right? Level 7 passes, right? So we have
I think
here.
this is a fair one.
So we have, you see, we have these zones, right? And in each of these, you have 2 level 7 passes. So is that actually a thing that with 2 of these level 7 passes, it's easier for kingdoms to go into the other room, into the other zone? So does it really have such a big effect? So we need to reduce it to 3?
Yeah, I always thought was waste. But was
Okay.
nice rewards. Why would he take the rewards away? Less passes, less rewards.
I don't know. I would have like. I mean, that would be interesting, because always you have one pass, right? And in this one, you was having 2 passes, level 7. Normally, you have
Exactly. It
always
was
one,
easy
and
to enter King's Land.
that's something different. So, um, I would just have not changed that actually. I would just have let it like this. But that would be different strategies again, because 6 level 7 passes is way more content than 3. Because if you have only 3, you basically just spamming there your best alliances, building there, and defending. That's it. But with 2 passes to defend, you need to split around, and you need to see again, okay, who I put where, and that brings you overall more content and more strategies. I guess so.
But going to 1 pass or going to 3 passes instead of 6, 1 in each of the zones that connect,
Yeah.
that is going to lead to smaller kingdoms potentially playing this map as well. Because
That's
smaller
true.
kingdoms like mine defending 2 of those level 7 passes, plus the last zone that you guys were fighting in Appa when you had to. I mean, you guys were fighting at
That's
3
why we
different
called the Red
passes
Bull.
at once,
Impossible.
right?
Impossible.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
I've
true.
always thought of the Warriors Unbound as a map for Imperium kingdoms, for the big A seed kingdoms, right?
Yeah.
Because there are so many of those level 7 passes there, and now it makes it realistic for smaller kingdoms to potentially play this map as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true about that point. I didn't thought about. Yeah, that's actually true. Also, that brings us to the next point. They expand the area of the Kingsland.
It is the smallest King's Land I've ever seen. The smallest.
Yeah,
It was put in the fucking ass.
it's like, look at that, like 5 legs, and you already
Bro,
hit
zoom in.
each other.
No. Zoom in. The terrain is fucked. Zoom in.
What is?
We only have 50% over. Look, it's crazy.
Yeah. So I do believe with level 1 level 7 pass gonna get taken away. So maybe we're gonna take over the level 7 area. So maybe we're gonna have like something like this. You see, like I think that would be kind of possible to happen. Maybe.
Yeah, I
That
think
would
you're gonna
maybe
keep
also
the
with
coast on
Kingsland
King's Land.
bigger. We will see. But yeah, I think the bigger Kingsland is definitely a good change. Level 7 passes that they take one away means again that you're sitting more at this passes and just watching pass fighters. What I prefer not to watch actually, because it's boring for me, mostly. But Lambo got a point there that makes the map actually also playable for all the lower kingdoms, which can't have these alliances to defend 2 level 7 passes. It's not possible for them because they don't have a players. So yeah, that's actually a good point, and in that point then is a good change. When we have alliance mobilization optimization, the question is, do we like? I don't know. I don't really care about that event. What about you guys? Do you really care about the alliance mobilization, or do you just do it in the like, is it up and do you just do it like some quest? Plural?
Well,
or Apple?
who's starting?
Let's start with you, Apple.
Happy days. In 2489, you must complete 11 quests. You must do 150 plus or 140 plus. Otherwise, you're not going to be participating in the event. So here, it's very serious. You must complete 11 tasks, and you're expected to do the highest points. And since the start of the event, we have carried out to be the rank 1 throughout the whole
Okay.
season so far. Yeah. So pretty serious here. But and I want to say something. I'm very happy with the optimization, specifically if you completed a task and you were not back to accept it, they refund you your quest again, especially for your farm accounts. If you're trying to do quests in your farm account, if you 2 minutes late, you lose the task. It's very devastating. So I'm really happy to see that the optimization. I like the event myself.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So you would say overall these changes here, what we're having, are gonna have a positive effect on that event?
I definitely believe this. Yeah, for people that play the event, they will understand exactly how good the optimization are and all the things that were put in the ass. It's actually getting fixed. So I'm pretty happy to see that. But what I want to think also one more thing, I would love
Mhm.
to see new quests,
Yeah,
something out of the box. I
I
don't
s-
like the same stuff.
yeah, I saw that also. Like I want to also talk about that. Also here they give you again more content. New quests will be unlocked as you reach higher leagues. I think that's really good. You know, always more content, different choices. Um, is always something good. Um, let's hear from Lembo. What is your thought about the whole event and about these changes?
I'm indifferent with this event, really. I mean, I do my 11. We got 8th place. We advanced another level. Woohoo! Big freaking deal. We have no requirements here whatsoever.
Well, okay. Pluto, what is your kingdom saying about Alliance mobilization?
Honestly, don't know. You just do it. I mean, we're
well,
like top 3 every time, so I feel like for 2 out of them, like I feel like we've gotten 3 so far, right? 2 of them have been like in the middle of KVK, so it's kind of just like extra bashing quests. That's how
True.
I've been looking at it, but yeah, I feel like it's just like a really, like as Apple was saying, some form of new quest would be nice because like the 140 pluses are usually just training, spending gems, or buying bundles. So
Yeah.
if there would be a better way to do things, I don't know, like enemy elimination or whatever, like that'd be
Ooh.
kind of cool. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's,
true. It would make also people pay more attention to that, right? If you put something like what you said, okay, enemies or I don't know. I think that would be already the biggest change, in my opinion. Put in requests where you need to kill enemies. That would be perfect for KVKs. Yeah, I said already, like, we Aether also not really care about. We just do it, when it's up, and we try to push as high as possible, but we don't have any requirements on that. We hit actually the one of the ranked where you're gonna move up into the next league. So let's see. Um, maybe I should look more on that because the rewards are actually not that bad. What I always saw, and only farmer also said that in the chat that the end rewards are really really good, and maybe we should all like pay more attention to that since I like these rewards are actually kind of good. Yeah, and then in the end we have some PC version optimizations and some other optimizations. Is here something interesting what you want to go on, guys, or is it just like optimization which we don't really need to cover? Do you have anything here from point 8 what you want to cover, or could we move on to the open chat for people to ask questions to us?
Yeah, I'm good. I actually got company coming over in about 10 minutes, so
Okay.
yeah, we could go to the open chat.
All right. Apple, you too? Open chat? Apple? Question time. All right, guys. The chat is now open for questions. If you have any questions to us, you can type it in the chat, and we're gonna give it like 5 to 10 minutes, because when we need to come to an end of a podcast, we're already doing it 1 hour 45, and yeah. So if you have any question, guys, now is the time. While we're waiting for the questions, if someone has some, don't forget, guys, if you have any topics, we are open for them. You can message any of us. We're gonna share it in our group chat with everyone. And if you all think that's something good to cover, when we put it into our podcast. So we are definitely open for new ideas, new topics, stuff what you have maybe found out. I don't know. It could be something which is mind
yeah,
blowing. I don't know.
I have a
Open.
question.
Oh, you have a question.
I
Okay,
have a
let's go.
question. Yeah, Beast, can you put on your helmet and sing to us?
You want me to put on the helm?
You've been wearing that every stream for the Rise of Kingdoms or Call of Dragons for like the last 5 days. So I just want everyone to get a look at you with the helmet on. The Viking King right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, man. I telling you guys, the fucking ham giving me a 10% attack bonus. You know, like it's insane, man. I swear to God, since I wear the helm, my reports in Rise of Kings are so much better. I swear to God, you know, like they are so freaking much better.
I hope you're using Guan primary now.
What do you guys think about the new Civilization Golden Key Commander? Someone want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be good for KVK 1 and 2. Gives them more options in KVK 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Especially where infantry is more the meta. I don't know if he'll be useful in Season of Conquest unless a museum buff comes along that makes him, you know, like a Mehmed or something where it's just overpowered.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, I like, you know, if you have the option. I like the design. I don't know. But he's season 1 commander, you know. So and with these gold key commanders, you always have a problem that they're falling behind as soon as you get the higher ones. But with the museum buffs, they have a potential, you know. Also, when some still don't have a potential because they're just too weak. But for example, Minamoto, YG, okay, YG, we should not count. But a Minamoto, Ediflat, Wishart, even Wishart, you know. A Mehmet, they all have now potential to compete in these Season of Conquest. But something like a Hannibal or Charlemagne or Wagner, they are just way too weak. And let's see how that one gonna be overall. Maybe he's gonna be like, I don't know, like Ediflat from the strength, from the options what you have, from the possibilities what you can do, and then we're gonna see what the museum buff gonna be. You know, maybe it's gonna be a good one, which gonna force people to use them. I would like to see that, and problem just that it costs you fucking coins, what you probably don't have. Any other questions?
1365 would be the best KVK to watch, to be honest.
1365 versus 1093. Ooh, that is man. That would be.
That's where I
shit.
went, Limbo.
What about well, 960 and 2489? They have a different system, so you cannot really, you know, compare them.
Nah, I mean, we still we on the way.
Yeah.
But 1960 is
yeah,
special.
but yeah, it's true. But you know what I mean, or you know, like 1365 and 1093 both have 4 alliances. So the amount of strategies and what you can do with that is really crazy. While 960 is basically kind of simple. You know what I mean? We're having the big alliance. We're putting it in. We're calling people, go there, destroy, easy. But you see from 1093.
Just ask Arvix and Baba how much they're willing to pay. I think for $500,000, we could get the TSN group to come over there for a KVK so we could destroy 1960.
Oh
man.
Go. Did you hear that?
Let's go, guys.
I have to run it past Cat first, but yeah.
Alright, guys. Any last questions? Otherwise, we come close to the end of the podcast. Yeah. Any last question? You want to type now? Then do it now. Otherwise, I go slowly to the end of the stream. Like I said before, guys, we are open for anything. If you have any idea, if you found anything interesting out which you think could be good for a topic for the podcast, we are open for them. You can just message any of us on Discord or in game. You know, we are definitely open for that, and would love to see if you have something what you want us to talk about in the podcast. I think there is no any questions anymore, let me gonna end the poll. So the poll is with 27 votes, definitely saying that people thinking that 2377 side gonna win that.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Yeah, good fuck.
So from the underwesting, not underwesting. So basically, people saying now that 1875, like you said, Alpo, is like kind of a how do you say it, underdog? I don't know. Well, alright guys, with that said, check out everyone from the other threes, resending which channel links into. You can also just type the command, Lambo, by the way. You don't need to
Oh, I didn't know if everyone had a command.
Yeah, I didn't know what was it too. So I don't wanna do it. Thank you, Beast. Boom boom. Thank you.
oh wait,
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Appreciate you.
like this. Yeah, there you go. There you have it, guys. Every link of everyone from us is in there. Thanks everyone for this amazing stream. Thanks to you three for joining this podcast. It was the 14 one. That means 28 weeks we already doing it, guys. And Lambo just said it. That is half a year. That is crazy, guys. We doing it. Well, Proto, Lambo, and I doing it together now since 28 weeks. Apple came later to that. But it's still already a long time we doing that together. That's really crazy, man. And I'm really hyped for the future ones what we're gonna have. And yeah, it's nice to see you guys that you like the podcast. We always have a minimum amount of viewers, a minimum amount of attention for these, and we enjoy that you guys enjoy that too. And with that said, I don't want to hold any one of you here any longer, since I know maybe Ploto want to go to sleep again. Yeah, by the way, check out Only Farmer. She is very close to 500 subs. Get her there. Let's go, guys. And with that said, thanks everyone for staying. Have a good rest of the day. Have a good night. Have a good start on the next day. Stay healthy, guys. And we're gonna see us maybe later on the Call of Drinks stream I'm gonna do. And with that said, see ya, guys.
Swarm everything.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good one.
Boom boom team, thank you.
Yep. Thanks, guys. I got to fly. My parents should be pulling
You
up in
too.
here doing a
I
family
got
deal.
it.
Same. I'll catch you guys
Thank
later.
you guys.
Hold on.
Have a good
I'm
one.
not finished yet.
Boom boom.